Mate, we're off. So.
Okay. We all in it. Do you want to go in? Get in here, please.
Let's wait a minute. Everyone's in shot. We're all right. Squeeze on the end. So, out and about, aren't we, Tim?
Out and about, North West. NABBA North West is in town. We're in Cumbria. We're in Transformation
Unit 247.
Kade's Pride and Joy.
Pride and Joy, my baby.
So right, we've got some fantastic athletes here today. You've got a right good team here, Kade.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and it's good to see. Sometimes I've had it before where they're all in the same class, and it's like huge show. But obviously, we've got down under 23s, we've got under 18s, and we've got first timers.
Lovely that is.
So yeah, and then obviously Ellie, who you'll see in a minute, she's doing their first time tall figure.
Fantastic. So really good team. So we're here now. We're literally going to go run through like some questions and answers about this show, because I know the boys were asking me some stuff before.
Yeah.
So let's go round some like key questions.
Yeah.
We've got some good questions there for us. Like you want about tickets.
So what I'll do, lads, right? Make it easier. Just so I'll pass you a mic. Whoever's speaking, hold the mic. How's that?
Yeah.
Hey, no, that's all right.
Yeah, just more with where we get the tickets and how many can we buy and whatnot.
Okay, right. So just to clarify the ticket situation, currently we're over 50% sold. So
Quality.
So if you want a ticket, make sure you get one. You can get a ticket on a website, which is nabbanorthwest.co.uk. All right, or you could like DM me or one of the team on the socials, and we'll get a ticket to you. Athletes get a £5 discount on that. Okay, so an athlete can get a little bit of a bonus for it, like, which is good, and it can help pay for their entry fee.
So is that £5 per ticket they get back?
Yeah, so if the athlete, for example, sells 10 tickets, their entry fee to the show is free.
Free, yeah.
All right, and we've done that to make sure, to incentivise everyone, to make sure it's, they feel like part of the sort of whole experience.
And giving something back as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about the athlete. We haven't got an athlete, there's no show.
No.
And that's what it's all about, right? Yeah. So the show's about giving back to the athletes, about giving to the crowd, making sure the crowd are happy and excited. We've got loads of good things going on in the crowd, loads of interaction happening. And again, the sponsors, we need to make sure the sponsors are happy. So we've got lots of things, loads of little competitions going in a sponsor room for that. So that's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I, for one, I'm really excited to see where the NABBA North West is this year with the time and effort you guys are putting in. I think you'll see the rewards from it myself massively, from a competitive point of view and obviously your spectators' point of view.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to go to a show with not just walking through the doors and straight on with people just on stage with a bit more things going on, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to make it like fun.
Yeah.
You know, and the idea is to have a full house, loads of atmosphere, balancing.
And like you said with the athletes, obviously they can make £5 per ticket back that way. But then anyone who is lucky enough to place, obviously there's cash prizes. You've got some amazing sponsors which are obviously putting good bundles together or packages together for the athletes.
Yeah, we've got plenty going on. I say it's the first year that there's prize money.
Yeah.
It's the trophies are pretty nice. The overall trophies pretty cool, like. And
it's nice to see it back in Southport.
Yeah. Southport.
Yeah, well,
so is Southport.
The minute someone mentions the North West to me, it's like I always compare. And I was just having a chat with Baz before. I always compare it to Southport, and it didn't feel right last year. Even though it was a good show, and it was nice to see numbers creeping back up. There's just something about Southport, as soon as you take that drive in as an athlete and you see it, and it's right, let's go.
It's been a home for a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's part of the fun. Is there anything else you guys wanted to know about the show while we're here?
Yeah. How many different classes can we enter?
Can you enter?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can enter up to 2. So if you wanted to, you have to. It's £50 a class, but you've got a limit of 2. So choose whatever you want to do, and then if you qualify for the Britain and I, one of them you've got to pick one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 2 classes. Clearly, they're both in the men's class. If you're a man, and the women's class as if you're a woman, right?
Yes. Unless you want to
I know we've talked about doing a bikini before. I know we've talked about it, and it's like nobody wants to see us in a bikini, do they, Tim?
It's whatever I identify as, really. At the day.
These days, you're supposed to have a middle class.
That's it. Have you got any other questions, boys? You're quite happy about that?
So, just lads, tell us at the moment, you three guys, you've been put through your paces this morning, haven't you? Right, we're posing. So, you're all aiming and competing. What classes are you doing?
At the moment, juniors, under 23s.
Under 23s,
Under 18s.
18.
First timers.
So there's some class here, isn't there? You know, Kade's brought some decent lads already. How did you find that?
It's not my first time, but it's reminded me how hard it was doing it last year, and more practice I'm going to have to put into this year with nailing that conditioning and getting that breathing and control under my belt.
It's a long. I mean, they've worked you hard this morning. It was a good hour in that one there.
Yeah.
Easy. Were you glad to get your chops back on?
Well, for me, it's the stamina side of it, holding the poses. But Kade is trying to drill it into us daily, train it, along with your cardio, along with your abs.
That's why I said it at the start, and we appreciate you guys. It's it's your Saturdays. You took the time down here. I haven't. Even when I was competing, I had this sort of information. Don't get me wrong, I've been lucky enough to be around people with that experience and in some good hands, but I've never had guys come out of the way. So the information they've been able to take away today, from a coach's perspective, sometimes when you're saying, right, I want you start becoming the agony aunt, you know what I mean? You're getting them all like do this, eat less, do more cardio, I want you posing. So to be able to sort of have it come from these legends themselves, mouths, that how important the posing is. How important the posing is from other mouths. These guys now will see on the day how important, and that's probably more important than the training at sometimes.
We all know it's these finite bits at the end of when it comes to getting on stage. I mean, you've nailed it today with every single one of them. Get it in, get started with it early, right? Get comfortable with it, know where you're at, right? Because it'll take care of itself on the day. And
well, I think Dan will agree. For an example, last year Dan and Annabelle gave me about 8-9 weeks to get him ready for the first show, which I think I can use that as an example, that when it's got that time frame or you're a bit laxy-daisy, like this guy was doing, I had him on the Stairmaster last year, 2 days before the show, try to get him down as quick, Ideally this year, I want all these basically within striking distance 10 days out. So, you can start pulling back a little bit, you can make the physique look a lot fresher on the day. If you get lazy now, the back end of prep is harder, whereas if you put in the work now,
I know that.
I think we'll agree. If you get the work done now, not only have you probably got the most calories you're going to be on, the less cardio you're going to be on, the further you're away from the show. So use that time and energy to put the time into the posing, your routine, your training, because then the closer you get, if you've put the work in early, you can start just pulling back ever so slightly and go on that stage feeling fresh. And let's face it, we all know the difference between a physique what's fresh and one what just looks like it's been drilled. There's a massive difference.
Yeah, chased it.
And it's just, I've done preps before and it's just been like clockwork. It's just been so responsive, my body, because it's been fresh. The body, when it's under stress, you've got water retention, you've got inflammation markers, what can rise. So this year, even with the beginners and the first time them stepping on stage, I'm trying to get that drilled into them so then they can take that onto the year after, and the year after how important it is to get the hard work done first and start pulling back towards it.
They're in good hands. You can clearly see that, right?
Excellent job, Kade. You've got a wonderful team, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
Wonders of them. It's going to be interesting to see Cumbria against
Yeah.
Biggest a rivalry already,
But me and Baz, we've always had a great relationship. I was just saying, since we did the podcast through lockdown. But this is what, for me, I'm not competing anymore, but for me to be able to step back and pass on what, same again, I don't know everything. I'm just passing on knowledge, what I've learned. I want these guys to progress, you know, get information from you guys. You're always learning in this sport, aren't you?
100%.
What it's about, mate, isn't it? Passing on knowledge
Yeah.
to the younger ones.
Yeah.
I say, you know,
And-
no one ever knows everything.
And just to be at the NABBA North West, you know, where it all started for me with these up and coming lads, and then with yourselves, not to mention Tim Cumbria this year. Hopefully we'll get to see Tim very soon as well. We'll drill him some pose in to see if he's.
Now we can say to it each year, of course. Show these lads.
We'll put him through his pose in. Yeah. But yeah, that camaraderie, you know, that competitive side. From my side, it's never. It is obviously about the competition, but it's about having that camaraderie in the sport and being able to step up with, you know, with the likes of your guys, my guys, and just be able to bat it out on stage and have a laugh. And there's no better being backstage with a good group of lads, all that is, and everyone's having a crack. You know, we don't need no atmosphere. We don't need no, you know, leave your ego at the door, same as the gym. You come, you compete, you have a laugh, and you be polite.
What it's all about, innit?
Yeah.
This is what we do it for at the end of the day. The conversations I've had the last few years backstage, it's all the lads, we're all there for the same reason, for the love of the same sport, to put out the best physiques that we can put out, ball it out on stage.
Yeah.
And again, it's that, especially, I see this through a lot of federations we work with, but it's really, really prominent within NABBA. Is that camaraderie backstage. I mean, the friendships I've built personally just out being involved are fucking monumental.
And it's like what I've been trying to tell these guys, let's face it, you put that much time, and I know from my own experience, every day I used to wake up thinking about it, I'd go to bed thinking about it, I'd be on my cardio thinking about it, and my routine thinking about it. It took up virtually all my thinking space 24/7. So you do want to win. And I want them all to feel like they're going to win. I want them to train like they're going to win, pose like they're going to win. But one thing I've always said to them is, just separate that from your own personal. It's a personal journey. As long as these guys know that they've done the cardio, they've ate the food, they haven't missed a beat, you can step on stage knowing that you've, you know, crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's, and no matter whether you're first, second, third, fourth, fifth, even if you're dead last, as long as there's a competitor, you know you've done everything to be at your best, you can walk off that stage happy. Yeah. The only time I ever want to see an athlete sulk or come off in a mood is when they haven't done what I've told them, or they haven't practiced the posing, because then you've let yourself down. You haven't let me down, you've let yourself down. So like I said, and that goes back to what we said, put in the work now and you will be rewarded. It's not often you'll put in the work and somewhere within your competitive period it'll be rewarded.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
And the most important thing is you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it. It's a hobby.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's called amateur bodybuilding for a reason.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
yeah. And it's like going back on Kade, like the amount of friends that we've made over the years. Like me and Baz were on stage at the North West doing the past tip, you know, and like we've been mates ever all the way through, like, all the way through. You know, even though we kick my ass.
Yeah. You know, but like you have just said again, it's like you just said, it is meant to be fun, and I think same again. You can start overthinking things, especially when you start getting low. Yeah. But you've got to understand you've chosen to do this sport. And same again, I'll just use that as an example again, just because everything I was saying, it's been funny for me because we've just pushed his off season really hard. So when he was saying to me on his prep, like how his cravings, he's starving, you know, and all this, and I said, listen, all these feelings you're getting at the back end of prep before a show, reverse that in your off season, because then it comes to the point where you don't want to eat, you're not craving a cheat meal. So you've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because whether you're in single figures body fat or carrying body fat, if you're doing your off season properly or dieting properly for a show, you are never comfortable. You are never ever comfortable unless you're just floating around in bodybuilding. You know, you're pushing food, let's say, you know, 5,000, 6,000 calories. That isn't easy to do with clean food.
No,
Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, you know, so what I always try and tell them is, and I know this might sound a little bit cheap, but it is mind over. It's this. your body is telling you need. Your body isn't needing a cheat meal. It's just telling you it wants one. So understand what you've got yourself into. And it's to get your head down and get to work and get it done. No one's making you do it. If you don't enjoy it, you might as well just go swimming.
Take up ice skating.
Take up ice skating. You should.
You never know, do you?
You should be doing a hobby what you enjoy, shouldn't you? And
100%.
That's all aspects of it.
I think it's just one of the great things about getting out in it, Tim.
Yeah.
I mean, you sat down, we're like, we need to get round all these gyms. I didn't realise we were coming as far as this. Right, Cumbria's quite a run, isn't it?
We're right at the back end.
Which is
Top and the bottom.
I didn't realise we had such a big area in the North West.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's why it's always
It's great to get out and see other top athletes, gym owners, bringing through the next generations of top bodybuilders, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've seen some wonderful athletes on this tour. And you've got some crackers here, Kade.
Yeah. To be fair, like I said, I'm really excited about the year of moving forward with them.
Well, even next year you've had some even wonderful results. You've got world champions.
So I've had Chelsea, she's won the Worlds. I've had Annabelle, she's won the Worlds. They've both won the North West. They've done well in other federations as well. So as long as I think the saying is that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. So they know, and Dan, same again. They all know when I'm prepping them, I'm with them every step of the way, and to the point where I was at Italy, I'll be at the hotels with them. I'll make sure. So all I ask is just do the work, guys, and you'll have my full support.
That's all you can ask for, dude.
Yeah.
Credit to that.
Yeah.
Your credit to it.
And same again, I think that makes a big difference. I know you're the same, Tim. You were there with all your competitors last year. It's you see so many coaches now, taking X amount of money off them. And you never see him at the shows. You never see him. It's all done over the phone. I don't think that as an athlete, I don't think you can beat that final week with the engagement. Or even say last couple of weeks, daily phone calls, daily check-ins. But there's no better feeling. Even this is just going because I had it with obviously Ken Roscoe from Food Tech. Yeah. Them final, few days. If you're lucky enough to be able to stop over the night before, whatever. If your coach is there, it makes a massive difference than just a phone call. It just calms you down. So like I said, unless it's some people maybe not for personal reasons or what, but I think as a coach, if you can, when your clients are doing what you've asked them to do, if you can just be there if possible, it makes a massive difference to show them.
And we see it, don't we, at all the shows, the ones that the guys that it matters to.
Yeah.
You can't, obviously, if you've got a large client base, you can't physically get
spread yourself out too.
But we see the same familiar faces, and there's some big coaches in there that make the effort, even to go to some of the smaller shows, because it matters to them.
Yeah.
And that's the difference in it. It clearly matters to you.
Yeah.
To see those boys.
I just, same again, I'm just speaking from my experience. I just think when it's them vital, I always believe you shouldn't be doing out crazy before a show anyway. All these other protocols, what people use. I think if you're ready, you're ready. It's just a bit of manipulation of certain things like water and a little bit more carbs to get the pump, so just to break it down easily. But when you've got your eyes and you've seen them the night before in the morning, just that pair of eyes and giving them the nod and just cruising them into the show, I do believe it makes a massive difference. And I think you'll agree, Dan, when we were there, especially with these lot, because a lot of it is, what do I do? How do I do? And it's all questioned, it's all these. So you might not have to do it every year with them once you get, when you're progressing your competitive years. Like I'd be able to go to a show now and I'd be fine. But when you're just learning, there's lots. And let's face it, with the power of Instagram now, they're following whoever they're following and so on. There's so much mixed advice out there. Bodybuilding is quite simple when you actually break it down. I don't think you need to get you don't need to complicate. And I've seen so many physiques look absolutely unreal, and then somehow in the last 24 hours they just end up doing something what they've not done for 16 weeks, and then it's gone. So Cocoa Pops. I have to say it. But you know what I mean. It's one of those. I just think. I do believe times are changing in a sense, and there is some good things, but there's a lot of rubbish out there now. Especially like we were just saying with the training and stuff. It's going down an alleyway where, same again. I just sound old, but it is basic principles of training, and I think the best way probably for me to explain it is there's so many, like when I see someone's physique when they're 14, 15, 16, you think, oh my God, look at that. And then next minute you're seeing them doing and banded at this and slow, like 20 seconds negative and all this. You just think, mate, let's get deadlift, let's pick up a barbell, let's row. And then get your bread and butter movements nailed, the form, the technique, progress like on overload with that type of training, build your foundations. Then, once you've pushed your boundaries and you've built your physique, then if you want to start doing some fancy stuff on the side to...
You watch Instagram, you watch the champions before the shows doing these simple movements. They've already built the physique. Yeah. And they think that's how you build the physique. Yeah. Pick up a barbell, like you said. Yeah. You bench over rowing, squats, presses. Yeah. And you build the physique. Yeah.
So
lift some weight, Tim.
Lift some weight. It's called weights. Yeah. Lift some weights.
It's like if you don't physiques at the best of the 90s, weren't they? Amateur levels. Yeah. When none of this fancy stuff were around anyway. Look at Arnold's Schwarzenegger. They didn't have all that stuff, did they? They had cracking physiques, just lifting very basic.
And I know people will argue saying that times have changed, but muscle's a muscle. Muscle adapts under stress. And how do you cause that stress? Like, I think some of the stuff being taught now, I think other muscles take over when you're doing things that slow, and get, like I said, just get the basics done first. Master the basics, master your technique, and then further down the line, once you've built it, then you can start.
Going back on that point of the progression's happened, but it hasn't though, has it? Because over the last 10-ish, 20 years potentially, physiques have got worse.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And they've got worse for a reason, because people think they're taking the easy way out. Yeah. They're not doing the work. They're doing fancy movements rather than the proper movement. Yeah. And and there's looking at too many things rather than just focusing attention on one thing. Yeah.
So it is. So, but same again. That's probably another video in it. I can tell now.
We'll get into that one on another day. It's simple, isn't it? Right. Get in a gym that's run by people that have won stuff, know how to train, and ask the questions. Yeah. Because we're guaranteed you'll find the help in those places. That goes without saying. Rather than just
go and ask the people what have been there, done it, got the T-shirt, rather than someone who's got 10,000 followers and not really. Yeah.
That'll be good.
But bumped.
Not that there's anything wrong with having a tripod, right?
Right, I think we'll wrap that up.
Yeah.
So guys, we've a fantastic team here. We'll speak to the girls in a minute.
Yeah.
But don't forget, guys, it's the 26th of May, Southport. It's going to be the show to go to this year. There's so many things happening. Make sure you get your tickets because they're almost run out, but be there.
Done. Hello, guys. Done.